good afternoon, good evening, no matter where you may find yourself as you listen to this, and you're tuned in to the only sports podcast with brains and bars. It's a black and white thing featuring A1 and A Ward. I am A1, one half of the dynamic duo. Please remember, you can check out every episode of It's a Black and White Thing by going to the podcast app of your choice, wherever you find the good podcasts. Give us 5 stars, leave a comment, whether it's good or bad, leave a comment. Um, you can check us out on social media by going to Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, by searching at Brands and Bars. Follow us there. And then you can also check us out live if you're a person who prefers to have audio visual content. We are live on YouTube at Brands and Bars. Hit the notification bell, subscribe, share the broadcast, tell a friend and tell a friend it's those boys again. And as always, I do this show with my good homie A Ward. A Ward, what's going on with you, sir?
In the building. Forgot I have a battle next week, so starting to write for it. You know me. Sometimes you just it's like it's like Philip Rivers' kids. It's like I think one day he's like, oh wait, another one's due.
His wife might be pregnant again, by the way.
Yeah, so I think that's how I am with battles. It's like one day I wake up like, oh, I should start preparing for this.
Who you got?
I'm battling DG the Piranha.
Oh yeah.
Yep. So you remember he was on Ultimate Madness 4. He got some battles with some guys. I'm battling in South Carolina, so that's a new state for me. So that'll be state number 28, I think, in my 28th state that I battled in. So working on finishing all 50. We'll see if it's even feasible. I'm not sure how Wyoming's battle rap league is, but we'll figure it out. But yeah, so
somebody that loves Wyoming to really sponsor an event out there.
These the facts, man. These are the facts. So no, but yeah, so just start writing for that today. Nephew's still here for another 6 days, 7 days, something like that. So been getting out, trying to show him around, trying to keep him occupied. He's definitely, I think when the older you get, like not having kids, you think, these kids these days, all they want to do is stay in the house and play video games. Well, he's not one of them kids, you know what I mean? Like he enjoys that, but he also likes to go out and do things, go outside, hoop, go, so it's like, sometimes I'll be wishing like, dang, oh, she just, just go in there and play the game. But I love it. I love that about him, that he's outgoing and he's always, he's kind of, wanting to get out and do some stuff. So I'm trying to keep him occupied, having a good time. So
that's what's up. Shout out to Cadence. He will be joining us a little bit later in the show. All right, man, we got an interesting show lined up, so we're not going to prolong the time. We're going to get on into it. So we're going to start in the good old world of the WNBA. Obviously, unless you literally have been under a rock or coming out of a coma, you have likely heard what went down this past weekend. Commissioner's Cup game going on in the WNBA, Chicago Sky versus the Indiana Fever. There was an incident where Kennedy Carter bumps. People have tried to turn it into like the scene from Boys
but even bumps is not, you're not doing it justice. It's not what it is, but it's not bumps.
She hip checked her.
Hip checked, shove.
Hip check. I don't even call it shove because she just did it with her body. Like she didn't even get the hand. She just came up to her and said, with it.
Like,
and then
I can just bump into you though. You know what I mean? Like
bumps,
true. I can just bump into you.
So let me be fair. She gave her a hip check. She body checked her for sure. Knocked her to the ground. And that sparked a whole lot of controversy on social media. It has boy. Where do we start? So I just want to let's start here by getting your reaction to when you saw the play happen, or what was your reaction when you saw it?
Oh, I just thought, man, like this is one of those plays that gives a lot of validity to things that have happened so far this season that weren't necessarily direct, like instances like that. You know what I mean? Let me not say validity, but will allow the people to look at the full landscape of the season and say, yes, this has been happening. You know what I mean? When it hasn't completely, you know what I mean? So here's the thing about it. With more eyes on the WNBA, with watching more games, with watching more players or whatever, you're going to see more things than you've seen in the past few years. You're going to see more flagrant foul, more, and they matter more. You know what I mean? And this Caitlin Clark just happens to be one of the reasons why the eyes are on her. You know what I mean? And this particular play was unnecessary. Was an unnecessary play. We would have seen it in the males, female, whatever is unnecessary. And that's all it was going to take was the first time an unnecessary play happened for us to go back and say, see what's been happening. I think she flopped a little bit on the exchange with Angel Reese. I think that there's been a lot of decent talking points around it, and I don't know if you watched the clip. It's like a 5-minute clip from Pardon the Interruption with Michael Wilbon, and I thought that was really, really good, insightful. Really, really good. But yeah, it was definitely. I was like, I've watched a lot of the plays and a lot of the hard fouls and everything, and I've kind of just been like, okay, maybe. But then when that one happened, I was like, all right, you know what I mean, like. But I think the most egregious part of it was like the girl to say like I'm not taking Caitlin Clark questions, and then to go on Instagram and just start rambling about Caitlin Clark. I was like, yo, this chick is wilding.
So, all right, let me start at the beginning. Here. Let me ask you this, and then I'll go. And I feel like you've already answered the question, but do you feel like she's being targeted? Because that, like you said, you made this point of when that play happened, you felt like it gave it confirmed a lot of people's biases that she was being targeted. So do you think she's being overall throughout not this particular game itself, but through the 11 games they played, do you feel like she's being targeted by opposing players?
Yeah, somewhat. I don't think necessarily it's a I think there's just level of targeting. You know what I mean? I don't think it's like a bounty, like like the Saints. You know what I mean? Like I don't think it's one of those types of situations where coaches and players are saying, "All right, you go in there and beat the shit out of her." Excuse my language. This game, you know what I mean? But
yeah.
I do think that people are like, "This is Caitlin Clark. This is the one who came in here, who got the shoe deal, who got the sponsor, who got this, who got that. This is, she's supposed to be able to come in here and boom, boom, boom." All right, watch this. She's going to have to play with us. If she's going to make a name for herself, we're going to make a name for ourselves while she's doing it. You know what I mean? And we're going to see what happens.
Yeah, so I just I just have a couple of questions for America and everyone who will watch this. Y'all good? Are you okay? Have you people lost your ever loving mind? What is wrong with you? Have y'all got a hug lately? You've been getting enough water in your diet? Do you need some alkaline? Like what is happening here? I watched this discourse spin out of control over the weekend. And I asked a question, and I ask it legitimately. Can people, because it started, like you said, that hip check started a whole, oh, she's being targeted. Oh, they're being too rough with her. I watched on Around the Horn, one of the contributors said that the women in the league needed to lift Caitlin up. And I said, is she a Make-A-Wish child? Like, what are we doing? Like, is ESPN My Wish? Is that about to come up on the screen right now?
Yeah.
I just, people have lost their minds. And you're right. The Pardon the Interruption segment was really good. It was some of the best conversation around it. And I feel like we addressed this a little bit here on the show when we talked about her coming into the league, about all the confluence of things that have led to this moment of Caitlin being what she is, right? People, we talked about how the role race plays in this. We talked about what happened in the championship game. We talked about people find her attractive, right? So, I mean, all of these things are playing into why she is what she is at this point. The WNBA is a physical league. I just saw, I didn't get a chance to watch the game because I was out and about, but I saw a tweet that said, hey, Asia Wilson has been smacked in the face 3 times hard. Yeah. One of them drew blood.
What was it, Alyssa Thomas? I think Alyssa Thomas is that the girl's name?
That was Alyssa Thomas and Angel Reese. Alyssa grabs her by the throat because the Aces didn't play the Sun yesterday.
Okay,
the Sun,
yeah.
I'm trying to think who did the Aces play. I had to look it up, but I mean, like, this is a physical league. These are the best of the best, and because there's only 12 teams. They have two expansion teams coming. Golden State, they're called the Valkyries. I forget what Toronto's going to call their team, but those two, there are two expansion teams that are coming soon. So, but the talent pool is really, really, I guess, deep because there's not enough teams to really spread that talent out.
It must be because Deja Fair got cut. Did you see that last week?
And I
Yeah,
mean, she was a hooper. But
Hooper.
I mean, I don't think there was enough space for her on the team because right now for the Aces, because Chelsea Gray is going to come back eventually. Kate Martin's been getting a bunch of play, and I think they have Jackie Young's been playing well. So I mean, like again, like it's a league where routinely first round draft picks are cut. Right? I mean, Kennedy Carter, now for her own doing, Kennedy Carter has been cut a couple of times, and she was a fourth overall pick coming out of college. And I just want to kind of talk down a little or debunk some of these talking points. One, that these women are jealous. No, well, I don't want to debunk that one because I think that one's true. I think that one's true. There are women that are jealous of her. I think Angel Reese is one of them.
That's the one I wanted to talk about just because she's in a very interesting spot, right? Because she's also a part of the rookie class that came in that has helped the eyes come on this, right?
Absolutely.
However, if you take Angel Reese out of the equation, I think Caitlin Clark still is doing for WNBA what she's doing, right? Like if there was,
Yeah. Yeah.
now if you take Caitlin Clark out, I think Angel Reese, you know what I mean?
It's
so even though she's a part of that rookie class, and she wants to say, she said it in a quote. She said, "Hey, they're looking at it because of me too," you know. And I'm saying, I hear you, but
So I just heard this today. Obviously, we understand what Caitlin Clark has done for merch sales for the Fever. They're packing out, what college size arenas, right? 17,000 fans. They're sold out. The ratings are going up every time she's on national TV. But to Angels' credit, they're getting most of their games close to capacity, if not sold out. And I think they said that their attendance is up like 27% from last year. So I mean, she is right. I mean, there are eyes on her as well.
yeah, of
I
course.
mean, like when they had
They're also a better team.
they're slightly, right? Slightly. But I mean, like, I do think, yes, some of the women are jealous of them. And I think people need to understand from their position why they might be. Because the narrative coming into this season was, well, these women should be thanking God that she's coming in here. She's going to make everything better for them. They should be genuflecting because now they got charter planes. The ratings are going to get better. It's going to mean better contracts, better TV contracts. I think their TV deal is coming up, if not this year, in a couple of years, right? They're being told how essentially they're all the ugly stepsisters, and now Cinderella's coming to save them all. And these are, I mean, can you imagine if you're Asia Wilson? You're a two-time defending champion. You probably feels like she should have won the MVP, and she is playing as if she's got a point to prove night in, night out right now over I should be the reigning MVP. If you think about Brianna Stewart or Sabrina Ionescu or Nafisa Kali, like you think about all
Diana
these.
Taurasi is playing like she's 20 years younger than what she
Go
is.
Taurasi. Don't get me started, right? Kalia Copper from Phoenix, who's been balling as well. You have all these women who have established careers, who have, even if they haven't caused the league to have a boom in viewership and in ticket sales, they are at least maintaining the status quo, right? And I think they said last year the ratings were up for the first time in a while. Attendance was up for the first time in a while. And so to hear how this one woman is going to revolutionize the sport over and over again that you've helped build, I would be insulted too. I would be a little bit salty to have to talk about her and hear about this. And so, yeah, I do think that some of the guarding, like people guarding her straight, like it's so full court. I don't know if you saw the clip of
the girl that shot the free throws
and was like, "What's?" You know what I'm saying? Oh man, I'm trying to think of her name. She went to Arizona. Ari McDonald.
Yeah.
Right? Like she shot the free throw, thought it was game time, was ready to go, which if you watch Ari play, that's kind of her personality anyway. Like she's a dog, like especially defensively. But I mean, some of this is you gonna have to earn your stripes. I know people try to bring race into it of, oh, well, these black women are jealous of this white woman. I'm like, Possibly. I think some of this, in as a black person, I think we do this especially with the sport of basketball. When we see a white person come, we think, oh, that's food. That's food. That's free lunch. We about to eat. And then sometimes that white person proves you wrong, and you got to go, oh, my bad. I think about there's a story Patrick Ewing tells where he's like, yo, me and my boys just talk bad about Larry Bird. Like that white boy ain't that good. And he's like, the first time I played him, I got on the phone with my boys back home in Boston. I think he's from Boston area, or maybe yeah. And he goes, yo, that white boy legit, man. We're like, we gotta start talking about him, right? So I mean, I think there could be some of that as well in that. But I feel like the WNBA has not done Caitlin Clark any favors. I think they played the most games in the league right now by
And
far.
she's played like the top 2, 3 teams, I think, multiple times as well.
Hey, let me ask you this: do you get tired of watching the Fever get smoked every game? Because
Dog, every time I look up, it's like, oh, they're playing New York or they're playing
or
something. I'm like,
Connecticut,
oh. I'm like,
dog.
I go over here to the FanDuel app and I'm like, yeah, minus 20.5. Yes, that's what I'm betting. The Liberty are about to get them all the way up out of here.
I'm like, man, if y'all play the Sun one more time,
Yeah.
and I know they got to be tired of seeing them. And so like as an analogy, right? Wemby was a rookie who came into the league. Obviously, the circumstances are different in terms of hype and expectation for the league. But Wemby came in with a lot of hype, and I watched like maybe the first 6, 7, 8 games, and then when they started getting smoked back to back to back, I said, "I'll be back, Wemby. I'll be back. I'll be back. I can't watch you down 20 in the
Listen,
third quarter
the
again."
analogy might not be that different because both of them, their teams don't help them at all.
Dog, and I feel like this,
The Spurs, I don't know what them dudes is trying to do around with me. And then
and I mean to make this point, it did feel like at times like the Spurs were just like freezing him out. Where
yeah,
it's just like this isn't Rudy Gobert, guys. We're talking about when Wemby flashes to the post and he's
yeah,
got like a 6'2" guy on him. Yeah, give him the
getting the
ball,
ball. Yeah.
please, please.
All right,
Right?
Sochan or whatever out here just
Don't
shooting
get me
30
started on,
foot
on
jumps.
Sochan. Not a Jeremy Sochan fan. That goes back to college basketball, but I'm gonna leave that there for now. But nah, but like I do think I do have questions about the team because I do feel like while I don't think you necessarily need to go to war or have a brawl breakout, I saw this point finally come out over the weekend of where are her teammates?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Like now, we to talk about Kennedy Carter. We talked about her getting kicked off teams. Maybe you know who you want it with and who you don't.
Maybe.
So,
Yeah.
so if Kennedy Carter was ready to go there with one of her own teammates, and that was part of the reason she got dropped from her first squad. If she has a history of and a reputation in the W of being maybe somebody who can get after it a little bit with them hands, maybe Aaliyah Boston was right to just go pick up Caitlin off the floor and just kind of keep it moving. You know what I'm saying? But I do think not only to me does that extend to her teammates, but I want to know where are the coaches on this? Because to me, that is a top-down mentality. Because here, guess what would have happened? Let me ask you this. Guess what team wouldn't allow her to get body checked like that and not do anything?
The Chicago Sky. Yes.
Ding, ding, ding.
Yes.
If that would have happened and she would have been a member of the Chicago Sky, you better believe Angel Reese with her friend of me tail would have got up there and been like, hey, what's up?
Yeah.
Kennedy Carter would have been like, what's up? Right? Like they would have been ready. And that's in part because their coach, Teresa Witherspoon, was a dog when she played. She's a dog as a coach. Like she is screaming nonstop. She is pacing up and down those sidelines. And so to me, I do feel like organizationally, they need to have a come to Jesus meeting and being like, look, this is one of our cornerstone players. And we can't just allow them to have those type of plays. I'm not talking about, the hard screen. Somebody should have called that out when she ran against New York too. But that's another story. But we've got to protect her. And if that means we got to get in somebody's face, we got to get in somebody's face, man.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think what other crazy narratives were out there. I feel like that was the majority of them that were out there. Where it's just like, what is? I mean, the Chicago Tribune had an article about that was assault and she should be arrested.
Yeah. Yeah, we've seen some wild articles just in regards to Caitlin Clark, whether it was the end of college last year or, the WNBA this year, like just how loose people are with their their words and writing about her. And it also comes with the demographic of people that are now following her and following college or WNBA that weren't, you know what I mean, before, and how they choose to speak. But like they were talking about on PTI. One of the things too is that, like, I understand the whole jealousy, the whole maybe, when you come in here type, but like at the end of the day, as competitors, right? And I don't know if this might just be the difference in male and female, but as competitors, it is like a Ewing Bird thing. It's like, yo, you got to show me on the court, like I'm going to keep, and we're going to find out if you are that or not. You know what I mean? And the best thing that the WNBA girls that feel that way have going for us, so far, she hasn't. I mean, she's probably like fifth or sixth best rookie, in performing thus far this year. I mean, if you take
I think she's higher than that.
If you take Cameron Brink, Angel Reese, Rakia Jackson, Kate Martin's probably playing a little bit better than Caitlin Clark, right? She might not even be the best Iowa rookie, Kate Martin was the one from Iowa, right? She came from the same.
Correct.
And so it's like, those hard fouls like that, those hip checks and stuff like that, they're not necessary because she's not out here giving you 30 points. You know what I mean? It's not like we gotta get her shook at the first quarter, so she knows she can't just come in here and dominate us like she has been. You know what I mean? Like, get out there and play ball. She's getting beat up. She's not shooting well from three. She's not. And the girl that says, I don't know what she does other than shoot threes. Listen here, baby girl. First off, she doesn't even shoot threes that great. That girl can pass her tail off. That's what she can do. She had about 6 to 8 assists a game. If anything she's doing right now in the WNBA, her passing has translated.
So I'll say this. I think that I know a lot of people got on her for making that statement. I'm like, guys, listen. When you're being a hater, it doesn't have to make sense to you.
It does not have to make sense.
I listen. I am the number one. I am the OG Russell Wilson hater. I started this barbecue ish. So when it comes to Russell Wilson slander, it doesn't have to be logical. It doesn't have to make sense. It just has to feel good when I say it.
Yeah,
that's all that matters. Like, all she does is shoot. What do you mean? She's hating. Yeah. She's at the player haters ball right now. And so she's getting her hate off and her slander off. It does not matter whether or not we know that she can pass, or we know she's got good court vision. That's irrelevant to the topic for her. I do want to say this though. Like, I want people to go and look up, because I think you talked about a lot of different things, and men coming to the party on this, I think is kind of messing up to a degree. Go and look up Nikola Jokic, and I think it's Marcus Morris. It's one of the Morris twins. There's a play near the end of a blowout game where it's a like a fast break situation. One of the Morris twins, comes up to Jokic. Jokic is passing the ball. He kind of gets his forearm into like underneath his underarm and his chest area. Jokic doesn't like it. He gets a I'm going to go Reggie Miller, full head of steam is what he said one day on the broadcast.
Yeah.
And he runs and hits Marcus Morris when he doesn't see it coming. Marcus Morris is hurt. Matter of fact, Marcus Morris does not play for the rest of the season. That was a dangerous play. And do you want to know what happened on Inside the NBA when they discussed that play? They didn't talk about what he did was super dangerous and he should be suspended for 3 games or kicked out the league. They said, if you hit me, you better not turn your back on me. That was the response here. And I'm like,
we're also talking about Marcus Morris and Caitlin Clark. You know what I mean? Like,
if they
would have done Luka like that or something, you know what I mean? It might have been a little bit more like, hey, we need to keep him around for ratings. We can just get your twin brother in here. We won't know the difference.
True, but the point I'm making is that these are similar plays.
Yeah.
And when it came to the men, it was like, you doggone right. The full context of that play, right? Caitlin accidentally hits Kennedy in the face with an elbow. I don't think it was intentional. Obviously, Kennedy says something to her. She doesn't like it. And I'm pretty sure Caitlin fired back some, shut up. You know what I'm saying? Like, she fires back at her, and Kennedy like, oh, word? This what we doing? Okay, I got something for you then. And then she walks up on her, and she gives her a little, I call it a love tap, because, again, we come from an era where that was nothing. Like that is, and that's why I say, well, that's why I started with it was a bump instead of like a body check, because again, we come from the era of Kurt Rambis being snatched out of midair by his neck, right?
Yeah.
We come from the Jordan rules. We come from, and to me, that's why I find this to be so baffling that it became a controversy. I get it. A lot of I it boggles my mind that the same people who would call today's league soft, who would love for us to go back to the days of the Jordan rules, then turn around and look at this and go, "You're going to hurt her.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Please stop."
But it
And I'm
might
like,
also just be like a underlining. I mean, because let's be honest, the majority of the media and the people that are talking are males, right? I mean, so there might be an underlining sexism of like the fragility of a female getting hit hard, like whereas they
listen,
might be like the guys they can take the hits.
listen. It's a lot of people who claim to be progressive who sound real Harrison Buckery out here talking about this topic right now. Like y'all think these women, like you guys are acting like these women just came out the kitchen, took the aprons off, and decided, this orange thing, I can toss it towards
Yo,
this
the
rim.
viewership would go up crazy if there was like if the locker room was in the like looked like a kitchen and the lockers were like a refrigerator door and you just opened it up and you got your jersey out. Yo, that's a good segue. That's a good segue.
Hey, I didn't say it. I did not say that. I did not say that. Harrison Bucker he would probably be like, "You're darn right. You're darn right. Get him out of, except put him in there
Yo,
permanently."
I got this Harrison Butker like rookie card, like nice rookie card, and and Rachel says, "Why has this card just been sitting on top of the microwave for last month?" I was like, "I just felt like he belonged in the kitchen, so I'm just had him just sitting in there for like the last month."
Oh my gosh. Yes, Barvado. That's the play that injured Morris. He was out for months. But like I said, man, like let me ask this, and we can kind of put a bow on this discussion. So I think there's been a lot of talk about, well, this is going to hurt the uh the growth of the league if this continues. So do you think that continued I don't want to call it over excessive physical play because I haven't seen it outside of two instances. But do you think this extra physical play is going to hurt the growth of the league?
Listen, the ones that are there, the growth of the league that came with Caitlin Clark, there are ones that are there that are not for the league. They are just for Caitlin Clark. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So contingent upon how she's treated and how she does, it will be how much quote unquote growth is. In battle rap, there are some people who only watch A Ward battles and don't even watch my opponent's rounds because they are a Ward fan, they are a no fussing fan, they are a Christian guy. I'm not going to listen to all that garbage. They're not there for the support of battle rap. You know what I mean?
Depending on the opponent, I am one of those people.
Depending
Depending
on
on
the
the opponent.
opponent. But yes, there's a growth of this league that came with Caitlin Clark that is just completely tied to Caitlin Clark. Um, so the seeing how the season plays out, if she, I love you, Mama. If she turns it around and their schedule's more favorable and she starts to be. Right now, the Mystics are up 9. They're 0-9 right now, and they play Indiana tomorrow. So tomorrow could be a game where maybe she gets, a nice stat line or something like that. But if the rest of the season's favorable and she puts together, then great. But I mean, if she just keeps getting quote unquote beat up and not crazy stat lines and has just a very average rookie season, you could see that big hoopla of attention kind of fall off a little bit.
So I think you make an excellent point of these people that some of the growth of this game showed up just to watch her. I would take this time to encourage those, if that's the case, to check out other players in the league. Um, Again, we talked about Asia Wilson. She has been, again, I don't watch every
It's just
game.
like
So
skinny white girls. Watch Sabrina Ionescu. Like if that's, I don't know what you're there for, there's some other Caitlin Clark esque.
I mean, Brianna Stewart. Hopefully, Elena Deladon will come back. I know she's taking some time off. Hopefully, she comes back. But yes, but I think that if you're there, watch some of these other teams. Minnesota is really good. Um, the Connecticut Sun are still undefeated right now, and they play really good. They're really good in on offense and defense. You got the aces. Arike Ungabawale, hopefully I said that right, from Dallas is one of the more. If you want to talk about someone who can score, who's got range on her jumper, that's one of the players you should tap into and watch. Um, Shout out to Nikias Duncan and Steve Jones. They have a podcast called The Dunker Spot that's really good, where they cover both the NBA and the WNBA. You can check out them if you want to help grow your knowledge of the game in general. I actually did a quick search on ESPN Plus, and there is a WNBA show. I'm blanking on the name of it. That is dedicated to looking back at what happened this past week in the league. And I watched about half of it, and it's I think her name is Christina Williams as the host. Ariel Duncan, Ari Duncan, oh gosh, or no, Ari Chambers and Rebecca Lobo, right? And they're talking about everything that in the week that was of the WNBA, and it was a really good show. Like they are, it's the thing we won't talk about this now. We'll talk about this down the line. But it's the thing that I want from NBA coverage. It's not about clickbaity stuff. It's not about who's going where or who's mad at who or da 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 da. They're talking about the game. They're breaking down gameplay. They're telling you who's playing well, who's ascending. And to me, it's the type of thing that where if you are new to this league and you are looking around at who's what and who's who, it's one of those shows that to me ESPN should promote more because I haven't seen it to this point of promoting that show, which again I can't think of the name of it, but it was a good show. It was a dope show. So if
So
you're
for
here
the
because of
record, if
Caitlin Clark,
Monica McNutt ever tries to come at us, just know since day one we've been out here putting the WNBA on our platform. So don't
so
try to let us about nothing.
I'm not about to be Stephen A. about that. I'm not going to pat ourselves on the back, but we have talked about the show. We have talked about the WNBA on the show since its inception. When there were jokes made about it. There are people like every time y'all talk about the WNBA, I cut the podcast off, and I'm like, don't do that because again, I reiterate, if I go get, I'm gonna take Goat Tarasi. I bring Caitlin to the game. If I go get Asia Wilson. Trying to think who else I want out there with me. I'll get Skylar Diggins. Like I just go old school. I don't have to go none of the new names. Skylar Diggins, Asia
She's on
Wilson.
my team. She's on my team, by the way.
Oh, here we go. My point is I can go get four of the best. Brianna Stewart, Sabrina
Candace is on my
Ionescu.
team. Skylar, Candace Parker,
Okay.
Skylar Diggins.
Okay.
Then I'm gonna have who am I have after that? Let me get Maya Moore.
Oh, so we going. See, no, we're gonna have to have an all-time draft because we can
do
no,
that.
hold on. I was trying to go active players, like we're trying to pull. Okay, see, if we about to do that, we about to have a whole like 5-on-5 draft because you can't get Maya and can't. If we're talking about all time, okay, your first pick. If we won't belabor this point. Your first pick, the all-time WNBA draft.
Candace Parker. Candace Parker is my first pick. Yeah.
I'm gonna go Maya Moore. Your second pick.
Playing SF. I'm gonna go. No, I'm going Diane Taurasi. Second pick. Yeah, what's up? Who you got now?
Oh, I'm saying really mean things about you in my head. I'm gonna go Cheryl Swoops. Dang. I only went with freaking Maya Moore because I didn't want you to take her with the second pick.
Yeah. I'm going Brittany Griner with my third pick. Good luck getting to the paint.
Then I'm gonna go Lisa Leslie. Then we gonna match up big for big there.
All right. Now I'm gonna go Tamika Catchings. I gotta have some perimeter defense.
Okay, so I got Maya. Oh, I feel like I got to match up with Tamika. I'm gonna go Simone Augustus.
Oh, that's a nice pick.
I need to write down who I got. Okay, I got Maya, Simone, Lisa. All right, so this is your fourth, right?
Yep. Sue Bird. No, that was
That's a
my
good.
fifth, right? I have Parker, Griner, I have Tamika, Tarasi, and Sue Bird.
Thanks. Who was my second pick then? Who did I go second? I went
You,
Maya. Oh, Shell Swoops.
yeah.
Maya, Swoops, Lisa. Done with Simone, so I get one more. I'm gonna go Cynthia Cooper. I'm going old school. I'm probably going more
Yeah,
old school than I should, but I'm
I
gonna
was
go.
I was gonna go Samiqua Holesclaw, but I was like, yeah, you know what?
I'm just saying, like I'm gonna have to put up. We're gonna put up a poll. My five versus your five. Who they got, and we're gonna see who comes out victorious. So I'm gonna go and clip this. We're gonna see who got who.
Sixth woman of the year. Who's coming off the bench as the sixth woman of the year?
Oh man. Okay, so we'll get one more. One more.
All right,
We'll move on.
I'm going Caitlin Clark. Even though she's proved absolutely nothing, I just like what I think she could do passing the ball and stretching the defense with the rest of my team.
Man, I'm just gonna go. I'm gonna stay big. I'm going with shoot. I'm going with my girl Asia. I'm going Asia
So
Wilson.
nobody picked Brianna Stewart though, did we? Nobody did, I don't think.
No, but no. But I mean, we went. If we would have said current, we're definitely getting Brianna. We're
Oh
getting
yeah, definitely.
right. So we took some vets, right? Some legends of the game. All right, man. Y'all let us know what y'all think about that. How y'all call it? Who y'all think? Are we going? Are people going too far in their discourse on Caitlin Clark? What do you think the issues are? Can this game grow if it's not just centered on Caitlin? Are there possibilities for this game to grow outside of her? Hit us up at Brains and Bars, Facebook, IG, Twitter. I feel like I'm getting comments, but I can't see them.
Oh, anyway. You're not. Oh, you're not. It's the WNBA section, my guy. This is
cut it out. It does say I'm getting. It does say. Oh, there we go. Here we go. I'm like, yo.
I don't like this guy's name though because it always makes me think Bovada.
Capo.
I'm thinking of the betting app, and then I want to grab my phone and go, "Ooh, Rebecca Lobo did get kind of."
Lobo would have been a fire one. I thought you were thinking about Capo Bravado.
Oh, that's funny. No, it might be. But this reminds me. Yeah. Now on to the next topic. So now.